Test, test, test.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, Scott Matlock, John Ojukwu, they are here making the rounds at Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. It's day 2, and kind enough to join us here for a couple of minutes is John Ojukwu. How's it going, John?
That's great. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, let's stay pretty close to the mic there if you can. But we're going to take some questions from fans. We're going to have some fun here. So if you got a question for John, we got about 10 minutes with him. Then we'll get Scott in here as well. John, named to the first preseason All Mountain West team. You're on the team obviously last year, but another preseason honor, man. What's that mean for you?
Honestly, just week in and week out, we got to put in the work. Preseason, you got to focus on what you got to do to compete in the season and get each weekend each week out,
29, I think, consecutive starts. I think it's like 36 career starts or something, most on the team. You came back for this year, what's it like still putting on the pads and getting ready for fall camp again on the 3rd? You've been doing this for a while now, man, especially as a lineman. I have to just imagine the physicality and just some of the days where you're not wanting to strap on the pads for practice. But I mean, what's it like getting ready to gear up to do this again?
I'm just thankful for the opportunity. Love playing for Boise State, love playing for the Broncos, and that's what you got to think about each day. I mean, some of those days are going to be harder than others. It's going to be hotter outside, or you've been going 3-4 days straight. But just having that gratitude is what's going to get you through the whole year. Well,
let's get to some questions. You can take them on the YouTube account as well as Facebook. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook, Bronco Nation News, get us your questions. We'll see what questions you might have for John, and we'll try to keep them. We'll throw some tough ones in there for you. We'll try to keep them fairly easy. Which of the newcomers do you see? I know you don't have all the newcomers here yet, but any of the guys that have already been in, maybe that came in at semester, whether it be Ojukwu or some of the early guys that have impressed you or you think might have a chance to make an impact this year?
There's a lot of guys, Ashton, one of the running backs. He was my Bronco brother, so I got to talk to him a little bit back in the spring.
He was pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, he's a hard worker. He's going to do whatever it takes. Some of the guys I go against, Devin, Cortez, George Tarlis, those guys are great. They're going to compete every play. So some of the most immediate impacts I've seen.
So Joe says, John O, Boise High grad, also go Braves. We got folks wanting to know about your pizza choice. Jeremiah Dickey went on social media and commented that he likes pineapple on his pizza, and that was a little controversial. The question is, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
I don't think so. It's a little too sweet and gets the pizza, soggy. Can't be doing that.
What is your pizza of choice then, or your toppings?
Basic. If I don't know anything about the pizza, probably pepperoni. Just a simple choice. And then I like the meat pizzas. But I like to throw a little veggies on there just to mix it up.
What we saw you at Top Golf last night. Scott's more of a golfer than you, right? Or do you consider? Oh,
yes, he is.
Do you golf much?
I'll go maybe once or twice a year, thinking I'm gonna be Tiger Woods or something like that. Hit a couple holes and then realize I'm a football player.
What do you like to do for fun when you get a chance to get away off the field?
Probably fishing. That's the number one thing. Luckily, Boise has a lot of rivers, lakes, ponds, everything. So, I mean, literally a minute walk away from the facility, you can catch a giant fish. So
you did that, right? We've seen that. When was that? It was a couple years now, probably. We posted a big picture of you catching a pretty good sized fish.
I think that was 2019.
Fall camp or something, or
I think it was in the spring. I was with one of my teammates, Cole Bailey, and
we
just went out there and we're messing around. And then I thought I got stuck on the bottom. I was like, oh no, here we go. And then caught a fish.
So what's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
I was with him again, Cole Bailey.
Okay.
We went out to the Snake River and caught a sturgeon. It's probably like 6.5, 7 feet.
What we've talked, the O-line is getting a lot of talk, obviously getting Kate Connie back at center. You bring in Kate at right tackle. How excited are you for the potential for the line this year?
I love it. Each year it's a new group, even if it's the same 5 guys. We got a lot to grow in, a lot to work on this year. So just getting Kate Connie, Cade, all these new guys, all the new freshmen, it's going to be great. And we just know that we got a standard set, and each guy is going to be able to step up to that role, even if they're a first-year guy or they've been here for playing football for 4 years.
He's John Ojukwu. I'm BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. We're taking your comments on social media here, your questions down here at Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. We'll keep it rolling. If you do have a comment or question, again, get it on the YouTube or Facebook channels. Edward wants to know, John, number one, do you have the coolest last name on the team?
I'm not sure. It's the hardest to pronounce, I feel like, but there's some guys with some cool ones.
Have you changed your off-season workouts as each year has gone by? As you've gotten a little more into your body and stuff, have you had to adjust what you do in the off-season? Or
I would say each year I just add more and more effort into what I do, because I know the challenge is going to get harder and harder each year with the teams getting better and better. So just got to keep pushing yourself year in and year out and just find that limit and break it.
You made the big headlines a couple years ago talking about the gallon of milk and the loaf of bread and all that. Do you still do all that?
Yes. Actually, the last couple of weeks I've been drinking a gallon of milk, so getting a little thirsty.
Us media guys, we're out of shape, overweight, and then all you football players talk about that's like you guys just eat whatever and it doesn't matter, and it must be nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is it tough though? Although having to deal with some of that sometimes. I've talked to some guys where they're like literally like having eaten way more than they've ever eaten in their life to add weight and stuff, and it's not always as easy or as fun as it sounds.
Yeah, some guys' metabolisms are obviously a lot higher, and then you put football on top of that, and you're just burning calories throughout the whole day. So
a gallon of milk a day. So what's the choice? Is it 2% or you go whole or what?
2% now. I was gaining a little too much weight with whole, so keeping it a little slim.
What is for folks just kind of wondering, like, why? What is the main reason to drink a gallon of milk a day?
Well, I first started when I was gaining weight, because water, obviously I can drink that, but no calories. So I was like, might as well get some calories in while I drink some water. So hydrate myself and get some calories in.
And that was just kind of a thing to get ready for fall camp. How do you hold up durability wise? Like I said, 29 straight starts. Knock on wood, you've been very durable for a good chunk of your career here. What as an O lineman, how are you able to, and maybe you're playing with some minor stuff, which you probably are, but just to be able to every game be a consistent guy there on the line. How are you able to do that?
I would say it's important when you're healthy to go into the training room, and get work with them. Like even if you're feeling your greatest, you got to keep feeling your greatest. So a little prehab, getting on some of the trouble areas for O linemen, shoulders, low back, knees, ankles from all the weight and just the striking every single play. So just find areas to attack and get better at.
Somebody's wondering how many pancakes you're going for this year.
How many pancakes? Oh, that's a good one. We all have competitions on that. Ben Dooley and I, we got after it last year. We're going off to the sideline. Hey, I got 3 this play. How many you get? Oh, 4. Okay, I got to get 5 this next one. So I would say 15 plus a game.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I mentioned KHG and somebody else, Rudy asked about KHG again. Just, taking nothing away from the guys last year. You guys were rotating centers, trying to find it. There was bad snaps at times. Once Stets got in there, it did kind of settle down a little bit. But just to, with him not being in there last year, it seemed like it kind of started some dominoes, which impacted all the other positions, guys having to move around out of spot. Just having hopefully him healthy and back in there at center. I mentioned you guys on at the ends, but what can a guy like KHG do to just kind of settle things down a little bit and have everybody kind of fit into the place where they should be?
Well, center's, one of the hardest positions. You snap it good 99 times and then you mess it up that 100th, center's terrible. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So just having that confidence to know that you're going to make a good snap. It all starts with that. And then running the show is the big part. He runs the show. A lot of the other centers they'll get a chance in there. They can all run the show, and they're going to do whatever it takes to be successful.
Somebody's asking about the best nickname on the team. Who would that be?
Best nickname. Ooh, that's a good one. Not too sure. There's a lot of guys with a lot of names.
It's all right. We asked the tough questions here. We put you on the spot. I get it. We only got another minute or two. We got to get you moving on to the next interview. We're going to have Scott Matlock joining us. But what the outlook for the season? Obviously, 7-5 last year wasn't something anybody was happy with, clearly. But why are things going to be different this year, do you think?
Well, we have that on our mind every time we wake up, we're thinking about it first thing we wake up, last thing when we go to bed, like, what do we have to do to be successful? Luckily, there's a lot of stuff we can fix, and improve on this year. So we've been attacking that, and everything we do every day is just having that goal in mind, winning those games and doing whatever it takes to be successful.
And we heard a lot from Coach Avalos last year about kind of getting back to the Bronco way and the mentality and all this stuff. I know a lot of stuff happens behind closed doors, but in general, it sounds like you guys are taking more leadership. And we heard last year guys were calling each other to make sure they're getting up before practice and being ready to go. What have you seen from that aspect? And going into this season, how different is some of the player leadership and that kind of stuff going to be?
It's gone a lot better. Like you said, just like even today, like I'm down here in Vegas, they're getting a run in. So I got a little call and a text from some of the guys there, just holding each other accountable and then just pushing each other through the workouts, like even if we're done with our 3 sets of 5 on the sprints, like one more, we're going to scream that and get another extra rep in.
Were you letting them have it a little bit that you didn't have to do the run? You were able to be down here in Vegas?
Yeah, I got my work in on Wednesday. I'm going to get it in 2 on Friday. So got to make sure I get it right for the team.
Final thing. What does it mean to be down here representing the offense and the team? It's got to be a pretty cool honor. I understand you were voted as one of the number 1 leadership guy in terms of the offense for the team, whether it be for captain or leadership position. What's that mean to you that the peers see that in you and then to get to come down here and represent the team too?
Just thankful for the opportunity, got to have gratitude and thankful for those guys for putting their trust in me. And I hope whatever I'm doing can help the team become successful. I'll do whatever it takes to, take that next step and help each guy out.
Well, appreciate your time, man. I know you're making the media rounds. We'll talk to you again this afternoon, I think, in the print room. But always a pleasure. Bronco Nation appreciates it. And we'll talk to you soon, man. Stay safe and have a good season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. There he is, John Ojukwu. We're going to keep it rolling so you can just get up and walk out. And it's all good. I didn't know how else to seamlessly do it. But there he goes, and we appreciate it. He's got more interviews to do. We're going to get to Scott Matlock here shortly. And get on some more questions in for Scott Matlock. He's going to join us here in just a minute or two. So if you have a question for Scott Matlock, Boise State first team all defensive lineman. Go ahead and get that in now. You can just leave it, Colin. It's all right. We'll make it work till he gets here. But go ahead and get those comments in so we can get them rolling. We'll get right to your questions. If you have a question for Scott Matlock, get it in now. We will get to it. He's going to sit down in just a minute. He's finishing up an interview with KTVB, I believe. We're always waiting on Tust, it seems like. So we'll get to Scott Matlock in just a minute. We'll ask him some of the same questions, but if you have a question, anything you'd like to hear from Scott, let us know, and we'll get to that in just a second. We are rolling here at Mountain West Media Days, day 2 in Las Vegas. Colin Mitchell is here with me. BJ Rains with you for Bronco Nation News, bronconationnews.com. Bob Beeler seated right over there doing some radio interviews. We got Commissioner Thompson, folks walking by. We're having a lot of fun here at Mountain West Media Days, and appreciate all our sponsors, of course. As I said, get those questions in. Get your questions in. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, you can go ahead and get your questions in now. And when Scott sits down here in a matter of seconds, we will get to those questions and find out anything you want to know from Scott Matlock. This is your chance. If you have a question for him, whatever it is, get it in now. And we'd love to, I can ask him questions anytime I want. We'd like to love the fans have an opportunity to get some questions in there for Scott. So while we're waiting for him to sit down here in just a second, I do want to tell you and remind you and thank some of our great sponsors here at Bronco Nation News for all the work that they do in helping us make this possible. We would not be able to have Bronco Nation News without rowpaint.com, Lithia Ford of Boise, ICCU, TCS, the Blue and Orange Store, all of our great major sponsors at Bronco Nation News. We also have some other sponsors as well. Boise Dentistry Co., obviously United Commercial Insurance, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, Timberstone Golf Course. So we're very appreciative of all of our sponsors that make this possible. And the name of the game is supporting the sponsors that help us and support us and make this happen. So if the sponsors aren't seeing value in what they're doing, they're not going to want to keep advertising with this. So hopefully you will support all of our sponsors. I am a client of almost all of our sponsors. I go to Dr. Meinert at Boise Dentistry Co. I have my banking through ICCU. I'm getting ready to purchase a car from Lithia Ford. I use United Commercial Insurance for my business insurance. Row Paint has worked on my house 3 times. So I'm not just giving you lip service. These companies truly work and do a great job, and are big supporters here of the community. So hopefully you will check out our sponsors and thank them for sponsoring Bronco Nation News and helping keep this going. Scott Matlock, it looks like, is starting to make his way over here in just a second. But get those comments in. I see a couple here, and that's good. So the more questions we can get in the queue, the faster we can roll through them here as we go. So the easiest way is on the YouTube channel. So get your questions in for Scott Matlock on the YouTube channel. We will get to those. Scott's coming off a really good season. Obviously, named to the All Mountain West preseason team. He was a guy that was second on the team in tackles for loss. Had 7.5, I believe it was. Let me double check the stats while I'm here. I think I butchered that. Scott Matlock, 8.5 tackles for loss, led the team, also had 7 sacks. We saw him score that touchdown on offense as well at the Utah State game. That was obviously a pretty cool moment for him as well. So here he comes, Scott Matlock, without further ado. Oh, now he's get the questions in. The All Mountain West first team preseason. Scott Matlock about to sit down with us here at Bronco Nation News here. We're day 2 at the Mountain West Media Days. We are here in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay. And again, we're taking your comments, your questions for Scott Matlock here on YouTube and Facebook. If you're watching on Twitter, we can't take your questions. You got to roll over to either YouTube or Facebook. For whatever reason on Twitter, we cannot take your questions. I don't know why. So I'm not sure why, but without further ado, we're live, Scott. We appreciate you coming on, man. Scott Matlock, the pride of Homedale. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How you doing?
It's crazy to see you here, man. What's it feel like for you to be representing the team and getting voted, by your peers on the defense as for a leadership position and being able to represent the team at media days? It's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm honored. I'm blessed about this, and I'm very grateful that my teammates can see me in that way, and I'm glad I could be there for them in that sense. So anything I can do, to help them out, the team, the culture, I'll do it.
You having fun down here?
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't have fun in Vegas?
We saw that you were down there. That's a good point. Doing the Top Golf thing yesterday. Was that you, I mean, John said he admitted that you're the better golfer. I did bump into you at Warm Springs a week or two ago, so I know you've been out there playing. Were you one of the better Mountain West golfers there last night?
I would say I am for sure. Obviously, I played in high school, so I have a little unfair advantage, I think. But I think Jake from Fresno, he's a pretty good golfer. He has a nice swing. And then Roberts from Air Force.
Okay.
I think I was golfing with him. I kind of went to his bay a bit, but
two guys that you hope to meet in the backfield plenty here this
Oh,
season, right? You hope to
yeah, it'll
rekindle the friendships there in the backfield.
yeah, it's a yearly meeting we have.
Yeah, well, we're taking some questions from fans, having a little fun here. I know you got all the hard-hitting questions, but we got asked folks coming through the YouTube channel or on Facebook to submit some questions for you. So if you want to tackle some Bronco Nation questions, we'll give it a shot. Greg Myers wants to know your number one goal for the upcoming season.
My number one goal, I'd like to make another big jump like I did last year. Obviously, there's a lot to improve on, but I'd like to just make another big jump from last season to this season. Improve on the things I think I need to improve on and continue the good things. So,
Kurt Blake chiming in. How much face paint do you use during a game?
Quite a bit. Yeah, I call it war paint. But
how'd that start? I know you guys did that at a practice or something, right? It was last season or something at some point.
The Harson, I think that was Harson's idea.
Okay.
No, that I always do it. It's a mentality thing for me.
Now, I guess with NIL deal stuff, so we got to be careful here. But Big Wade's asking about your favorite place to chow down.
Favorite place to chow down. I know not only myself, but like a lot of the guys on the team love Yoitomo, the sushi joint, all you can eat downtown.
Okay.
We always get our money's worth when we go there. Can't go wrong with like the Ido Pizza buffet.
Oh yeah,
the lunch buffet.
That's a good choice.
Five Guys, Jersey Mike's, just name it.
It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say name any place in town.
Yeah,
exactly. JD says Scott's a monster. I'm not concerned about him, but how does he think the new transfers are fitting into the team? Some of the guys he saw this semester, whether it be on the line, there was a couple of them with George and Cortez and some other guys. What do you make of what you guys got on the D line and maybe in particular some of the newcomers?
Yeah, I think that they've done a good job coming into the program. Obviously it was a little bit different for them. They had to learn it and adapt, but I think that they've handled it well and they're doing good. They've been training well. Obviously playing ball, though. I'm excited to see what they can do, but I think they're doing well.
Kendrick wants to know if there's differences here in the D-line depth and or the attitude compared to previous years, maybe, or last year.
Yeah, we definitely have a little bit more depth this year. Obviously just because we're returning quite a few more guys, so more depth is going to happen like that naturally. And I think that, our mentality is definitely better coming off of last year, seeing what we can, do better. So as far as, playing D-line, it starts and ends with the mentality. So, yeah.
Favorite uniform combination?
Ooh. I think all blue looks really clean. All blue on the blue is nice. Can't go wrong with all black. Oreo, is that what I call it? The BYU.
Oh yeah.
Oreo.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. And then I like blue helmet, white jersey, like white pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a
blue, white. It
looks
pretty good. And then you can, depend on the face mask, you can throw one in there. But
what just I'm sure you're tired of getting asked about it, and it's almost done since the season's almost here. But obviously, you guys are trying to overcome a season that wasn't what you guys were used to last year, and it seemed like all off season. Talking to you guys in spring and even in the summer workouts and stuff that I know it's lip service sometimes, but it really does seem like this team is motivated to kind of get back to the standard that Boise State has around here. And 7-5 wasn't it. What have you noticed as a leader of this team about guys being motivated and ready for practice to kind of really finally, put last year behind you and kind of show this year what you guys, can do?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. We're motivated, we have that fire lit, to not let that happen again. Obviously that's not our standard. That's not the expectation for Boise State. And obviously the feeling that we had last year is something that I think myself and all the other guys don't want to feel again. So we're very motivated.
I asked John about this, but we kept hearing last year about middle of the season trying to change some culture things to get back to the Bronco way and all this stuff. And we heard about the buddy system where you were calling guys and getting them to make sure they're waking up for practice and stuff and all this, in the middle of the season. What, as a leader, have you noticed a difference in terms of, Andy was saying yesterday, it just seems like the player leadership is really taking control, and it's more, he can tell a difference in terms of accountability and all that kind of stuff. I mean, do you feel like you guys are in a better place maybe going into this season and than maybe you were at times last year?
Yeah, I think that that moment in that season, we kind of rebought in, recommitted. We, took a second to see where we were at with the little bye week we had. So we had some time to reflect, and we realized this is not the path we wanted to go down. So we had to self-correct and analyze ourselves and see what we needed to improve. And I think that's kind of from that moment until this moment right here. I think that's what we still have, and I think it's only improved. So,
how excited are you just for September 3rd, Oregon State, and you have a whole 365 days or whatever, and you play 12 3-hour games. There's what you're guaranteed, and it's just crazy how much work you guys put into it for a season. And it's been 6, 7, 8 months. You didn't get to play in the bowl game, and you just think about all this stuff. And I guess technically you have 2 more years, right? I guess technically some people are assuming this is your last season, but I guess we know which way you're leaning there. But I mean, just as you approach what's likely your final season, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of okay, is my last fall camp, my last this, that. I mean, just to have you thought about just going into this season and in particular and trying to kind of soak it all in?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's been a wild ride. The time's flown by. It's really gone fast, and trying to enjoy the little moments, kind of soak it all in, training hard, like with my friends, with the coaches, resting, hanging out with the family. So I think this year's going to be big. I just want to enjoy it all, enjoy the moments, soak it all in for sure.
A couple more questions before we get you out of here. They're wanting to know in practice, who do you like to best line up across from on the O-line, whether it be just for the challenge or the trash talking or whatever? Who do you like to go against?
Shoot, I mean, I'll take anybody. It don't matter to me. I mean, John's fun to go against for sure. John's fun. But I mean, both guards and center give me a good run for my money always. So, Ben and Garrett and Keikani. So
someone says, does the defense have a theme for this year? For example, the revenge tour, or is there like a mantra or anything you guys are looking at this year?
I mean, I think our whole team has a revenge tour type thing going on, but as far as I know, there's no saying or anything. We're just going to continue to be the dominant defense we know we can be. So
do you think this year, I mean, there's been a lot of good Boise State defenses here, but do you look around and think that obviously it's not done on paper. You got to do it on the field. But I mean, do you look around and say there's no reason why this can't be a pretty special defense?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that we have all the pieces to the puzzle when it comes to our team this year. I think we've done a good job this summer competing, and that all starts with our preparation. So carrying that over into fall camp in this season, I think that, we handle our business like we should, and there's no reason why this team shouldn't be very special. Someone's wanting to know about your favorite team to play against. My favorite team to play against, BYU.
And you may get to play in the last one against them for a while, I guess.
Yep.
What is it about that rivalry? We've all seen like the Elliott Hoyt. Anytime anybody plays BSU, everyone wants to interview Elliott because he's very passionate about his disdain for them. But we've seen some of the cheap shots and punches and stuff. I mean, what is it? What is it about? And obviously last year, you guys go in there when they're ranked 10th or whatever it was and hand them a nice one. I mean, is that But then they came into your place and beat you guys pretty bad the one year when there was limited fans, when all the quarterbacks were hurt. I mean, it just kind of it does seem like you kind of the cold cliche, throw the records and all that out the window. You guys usually have a game that comes down to the wire, and it's usually a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, it usually is. It's always a good game, always a hard nose, just like that one sibling you hate. I don't know. It's just like, it's fun. It's all good fun. That they're trying to do their jobs. Win football games. We're trying to win football games at the end of the day. So, but
everyone says, does BSU have a rival, or who's the rival? It sounds like for you that rival's BYU.
I mean, yeah, I think BYU and Boise State have always been. I mean, they've been we've been rivals for, I think, a while now. So I think that's a good assumption.
You think about the opener at Oregon State, and then you look at the schedule, man. You got a lot of the bigger games, or you would think bigger games are at home this year. I mean, do you I hate to bring it up, but you lost a couple home games last year. I mean, is this kind of a year where you got, like I said, you want to obviously go out on top, but I mean, you got a chance to, you got a chance against a Pac-12 team. You got some big home games. You got a chance to, go to a nice bowl game. I mean, it's all setting up for you, it would seem, for you to maybe go out in style here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good year. It's going to be an exciting year. It's a good schedule, tough schedule. We have some good home games, which I'm excited for. But obviously, we just got to continue, preparing hard. Got to build our, mentality, which is everything. So, well,
as we wrap this up, we had multiple comments about the hair, and someone is asking who has the best hair on the team. So, who do you take that?
There's a couple guys with long flow. I mean, I know I got the mohawk going and all, and you're the third person today that said I've had the best hair here. So,
well, I didn't say that. I guess you do. No, I guess
the comment. Yeah, you're right. The comment, but I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't think I have the best. It's up there though.
Well, it is the best. It looks great. It's nice. Yeah, I don't think I could pull that off. But
shout out to my brother.
There you go.
Fresh haircut.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I guess we wrap this up. What's your message to Bronco Nation? I guess you guys are going to go back, start practice next week. What's your message? I guess your parting shots about you guys being ready for the season here.
It's going to be a great year. This year's going to be special. We're going to need you guys, all of you. Come pack that stadium, make it loud, because we can't do it without you guys. So.
Well, appreciate it, Scott. Always a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Rooting for you. Best of luck this year, and we'll be seeing you out there about a week or so for practice.
Awesome. Thank you.
There he is, Scott Matlock. Appreciate him for joining us here, Bronco Nation News. Appreciate all of you for bringing in the questions and the comments and all that stuff. So appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate Sarah Joram and Craig Lawson and the whole crew at Boise State for helping organize the interviews down here in Las Vegas. Colin Mitchell behind the scenes getting a lot done as well. So appreciate everybody. We'll have the full interviews. If you came in late, we'll get those up on YouTube here shortly. And then we'll be back later this afternoon. Colin and I will have another wrap-up show this evening as well. So a lot still going on. They're kind of in a little bit of a break here pretty soon for lunch. And then we'll get back in the interview room, have some more time with Scott and John and some of the players on the other teams to talk, preview the season and things like that. So keep checking BroncoNationNews.com. Keep checking all of our social media channels. We'll be continuing to pump out content, and hopefully if you're liking what you see, you'll consider a subscription. It's just $52 with our promo code right now, Media Days. Use the promo code Media Days. You get a full year subscription, just $52, and that helps us be able to do things like this, and you'll get all kinds of exclusive content. We'll be firing up a regular email to subscribers as well during fall camp with some tidbits and behind-the-scenes stuff. So a lot of exclusive content recruiting-wise, a lot going on. So we are ready to get going here with the daily practice reports and things like that. So hope you will consider subscribing. Again, just go to BroncoNationNews.com/register, subscribe, something. Just go to the website, click on the subscribe button. You'll be able to find it there. And then you can subscribe for $52 using that promo code Media Days. That's $1 a week for a full year, and that's $18 off the full year price. So appreciate it. While you're at it, go subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any videos, all that stuff that's coming. We'll have daily interviews, press conference stuff, all that stuff posted to our YouTube channel. So hopefully you check that out as well. I'll be joining Prater in the ball game 4:00, by the way, back in Boise. So we'll have a video segment right here on the social media channels. 4:00, I'll be joining Prater and Johnny back in Boise to discuss Media Days and Hank Bachmeyer and what's going on with him as he gets ready for his 4th year as the starter. So thanks to all of you for the questions. Thanks to Colin for helping us as well. So we'll be back this afternoon. Plenty of content still to come. And we'll wrap it up tonight, 8 p.m. with a live recap show as well before we head out of town from Las Vegas. So thanks to everybody for checking out the show. Thanks for your interest in Bronco Nation News, your comments, your questions. It all helps keep us going. So support the sponsors. Hopefully you'll sign up for a subscription, and we will talk to you real soon. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
At ICCU, to make a difference, it takes just one connection.
a friendly face, an open ear, a helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily